Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Word on the Street Is with Michael and Gabby, where we mention it all about your favorite Bravo celebrities and the shows they star in.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 31 already. We have quite a bit of Bravo news to touch on, as well as like 5 episodes to get into. So I think we should just get right into it. Starting with, we heard this week that Dallas is supposed to be getting a 6th season. However, I've heard also that there's not supposed to be a shakeup, which I think is kind of ridiculous given this last season, how boring it was, and everything Cameron has said, what Brandy has done. I just think something's got to change.
Yeah, I agree. And Devil's Advocate, I do think the sixth season will be better than the fifth season because COVID restrictions won't be as much of a thing. Vaccines will be more also a thing. So I think the sixth season, it's not going to be like Potomac or Atlanta by any means, but it can't be any worse than season five.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is like season 5, they did like 3 trips though. I feel like COVID didn't even stop them.
Yeah, but they were all local trips. I like international
Yeah.
trips way more.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if they'll do like international trips yet.
Well,
They'll
even
probably do
if,
like further, like Cali or something.
yeah, if even at like domestic within the states, I would
Yeah.
like be fine with that, like a New York trip or
Or maybe like Mexico.
yeah, that'd be fun. I would
Yeah.
come on board with that.
I
Um,
feel like they're probably gonna do Real Housewives trips like in the not in the continent. Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
within North America.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. So we had some crazy news coming out of Jersey regarding the Manzos. Um, Caroline Manzo wrote a letter in defense of Dina's ex-husband, who is also Caroline's husband's brother, just so we make sure we're all
Yep.
following this train. So essentially, Caroline Dina married two brothers. Dina and her husband are no longer together. He's a psycho who cheated on her, and then um, she's now in a very awesome relationship. And a few years ago, her ex-husband arranged to have Dina and her boyfriend beaten and tied up. And just recently, Caroline spoke in his favor.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that that's like her brother-in-law or whatever, but and her sister, she doesn't talk to her, but I mean, you need to stand up for what's right in that situation. At the end of the day, Dina is her blood, and Tommy, I think his name is by marriage. So I don't know. It's just, I've never liked Caroline, and this just justifies it for me. So Luke, Dina's old assistant from the early seasons of Jersey, he posted a kind of meme thing, and it was Tommy and Caroline, and it goes, thick as thieves. Is it thick as thieves or yeah, because that's Caroline's thing, her family, whatever. Basically calling them out, and even Dina replied and was like, kind of like, thank you for your support. I need a laugh right now to stop me from crying. And also Caroline or Dina's daughter Lexi even commented as well. So
Yeah, I loved Luke on the seasons that Dina was on. He was like super sweet, clearly part of the family. I loved him.
yeah.
Um, so I love that clearly their friendship was genuine. He's sticking up for her still in 2021. Like,
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
yeah,
like 10 years later.
that's a really long time friendship. And they already had been like friends for a while, I think, before she joined on season six. Oh,
Yeah.
and then she hired him when she first joined in the early season. So yeah, clearly
Yeah,
they have
yep.
real friendship.
Yeah, I remember him from like seasons 1 and 2, I think, or the early seasons. So,
The good old days.
yeah, but I'm sure he knows a lot more than he can say,
Oh,
but
I'd love to be able to pick his brain.
oh, I know.
So moving on, we got the trailer for The Real Housewives of Potomac season 6. it looks like a really, really good trailer. And we will be covering this season when it airs in July.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it to come back. I know some people are mad Monique isn't back. I mean, I like her, but I don't really think I'm gonna miss her. I think we have a really good cast. The newbie Mia seems like a really great addition from the trailer. She's gonna be getting into it with Candace, and they're gonna be throwing lettuce at each other. I'm really excited for that fight. We're gonna
Wait.
be it looks like there was obviously a rumor going around that Wendy's husband cheated and has a baby with another woman, and our messy queen Giselle is going to be carrying out that rumor. So there's going to be some drama with them, lots of relationship drama. It seems like overall looks like a really good season from the trailer.
Yes, let us rejoice.
Yes, I can't wait.
Pun very much intended.
And it is premiering 6 days before my birthday, so it's a nice little
Nice
early birthday
early
present.
birthday present. I've already been brainstorming what I'm gonna get you for your
Oh
birthday.
my god.
I
I
love
know.
I love when I know what somebody's like obsessed with for like their passion, whatever they're really into, and I know where I can get really fun things for it. So it's like it makes
Yeah.
shopping for them really fun.
Yeah, that's the best. It's more fun than like buying for your parents.
Yeah, I know. It's like, are they gonna like this? Where it's like, oh my God, they're gonna like all of these. Which ones do I get?
Yeah, exactly. That's way more fun.
Yeah.
So there was some RHONY drama, which we'll get into, but apparently Carole had blocked Carole Radziwill, or Ratsville, we can call her. She blocked Leah, and obviously they don't really know each other because they weren't on the same season. And so after Carole blocked her, Leah called Carole out for being friends with Ghislaine Maxwell, which was pretty iconic. I was here for that.
And for those of you living under a rock, Ghislaine Maxwell was Jeffrey Epstein's like right hand female friend. Was helping with the sex ring. Really disgusting person, and
Yeah.
going on trial soon. And there's like
I
documented photos of Carole hanging out with her.
I
Um,
pronounced her name wrong. Whoops. I say Ghislaine.
I mean, that's how it's spelled.
Yeah, I just say Ghislaine, but okay,
I
good to
watched
know.
that Jeffrey Epstein doc all about like what
Yeah,
is,
I watched it with Michael on Hulu.
and he really is the worst person ever. So what really gets me is that Carole has not said a peep about Jeffrey and Ghislaine, but
Yeah.
he's calling out like Colton for coming
Yeah,
on it
yeah.
today. And I'm not defending Colton. He is
No.
a bit problematic in more ways than one. However, I just think Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine compared to Colton, Colton is the lesser of two evils. So it's just a little crazy to me that Carole was like so hardcore going after him.
Yeah, I felt the same way too. It's like I mean, I support what she said about, well, I mean, I agree with what she said, but like I don't really even care about Colton, honestly. But obviously this Jeffrey and Ghislaine stuff is like a way bigger deal. And also something came out today too that like some of Jeffrey's like contacts came out or something, and Carole was like on one of his lists. So I don't know.
What's
It's
this?
pretty sketchy. I don't know, like a contact page or book or something. I don't know. But her name, it was like listed. So
Oh dear, how dreadful.
yeah. Well, to round out our news, we also learned this week that Portia is going to be releasing a book in November, and it's going to be called The Pursuit of Portia.
Are you going to be reading?
I'll probably buy it, but I probably won't read it. Because I want to read books, but then I just don't read books. So it is what it is.
Well, what if it gets made into an audiobook? Would you listen to that?
Maybe, but probably not. Maybe I'll force myself to read because I should be, but
So, we mentioned last week that we are now going to be covering Shahs of Sunset, which we are now doing. And we're now going to get into this week's episode. And I think this season is starting off really strong. I'm enjoying it a lot.
yeah, I think it's gonna be good. So they're going on a trip to Palm Springs. So kind of like everyone's coming back together. And I think it's been quite a while because I know season 8 was filmed way before, not way, but like a decent amount before COVID. Like I want to say like 2019. So it had probably been over a year and a half since like they've all been together really. So
Yeah.
kind of interesting to see them all back and going on a trip together.
Um, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm not like a huge Mike stan by any means, but I kind of felt bad that everyone was ganging up on him like on his own birthday trip.
Yeah.
Even like Nima was like kind of said the same thing I just did. Like, I'm not even a Mike fan, but really, like, we're all here for his birthday and everyone is ganging up on him.
Yeah. Although I think what he's doing to Paulina is pretty shitty.
Oh, it's warranted 100%. But like, if they were really that pissed, why are they still taking him on a trip for his birthday?
Yeah, that's true.
Um, well, speaking of like Mike during this trip, that analogy he made about Gigi when she was giving him relationship advice, he said, me taking relationship advice from Golnessa is like someone taking taking cooking advice from Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh my God. I was like, now that is a good analogy.
Yeah. Jackie, learn from that.
Teresa, learn from that.
Yeah.
And also, Gigi is kind of scary sometimes.
Oh,
So
for sure.
it's like a not the worst analogy I've ever heard. It was so funny.
But that's why I love Gigi. So what do you think of the new friend of London?
I
I
love
actually
her.
think she's pretty interesting. She's gay, she's Persian, she's a life coach, which I don't know if it's good or bad. Like I kind of feel bad that she's a life coach because I feel like she's like everyone's therapist because this group is such a disaster. But
She seems like she likes it though. She seems like
yeah,
like MJ brought her into this group for that reason.
yeah, maybe.
I
I
don't know.
mean,
I
I
mean,
think
she said when she was talking to Gigi that she was fascinated by her. So
yeah, because Gigi, we learn, is like interested in polygamy, maybe.
yeah, she says she's not able to be in just one relationship.
Yeah, because mentally she's not stimulated enough for one person, I guess.
Whatever, as long as she's not with like anybody like Shalom again.
Yeah, as long as she's happy, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's how I feel. Shalom was horrible. I hope she never gets back with him, but other than
yeah.
uh,
And what did London mean when she was said that she like was greeted by Mike's penis?
it made me think maybe he sent her like an inappropriate text message, but
Okay,
that
that's kind of what
like
I thought, but it was like weird how she like started out
yeah,
by saying
that
that.
was my best guess. Was that it was a naughty text.
Yeah. But like, why would he be sending? I don't know. I mean, it's Mike, so I guess I'm not really surprised.
Yeah, and he clearly can't keep it to himself.
Yeah. And then we also had a fight between Nima and Reza. What did you think about that?
I think I'm on Team Nima in this argument.
Yeah,
Reza has no ground to stand on because he was like, I was being fake in that apology. And Nima was like, that's your problem.
exactly. And I don't know. Reza's just always like can't take accountability for anything and then just like blaming everything on everyone else and just like always goes below the bell. And I'm just sick of Reza.
Yeah, well, he's never leaving Shaw's.
No, I kind of hope like none of the core four leave. I mean, I mean, I think they're just like a good solid like four. I mean, I don't really like Reza or Mike that much, but I really like Gigi and MJ.
They're kind of like the Ramonas of the Shaw's world. Like
Yeah.
they're essential for the drama, but they're like not very good people.
Yeah. And then I think Destiny's like was a pretty good addition. I actually like her.
I love Destiny. I think
Yeah.
she's so much fun. And like
Yeah.
looks like she's had some work done since last season. I think she's always been a beautiful girl, but she like looks even better. She looks so good.
And I love all of her wigs hanging up.
Oh my God. I live for her wigs and her dog, Frank Sinatra, cute
Oh
AF.
yeah.
I know she was like, Frankie, Frank. And he's like just running away, not listening to her.
Yeah, that was cute.
I live for that.
So
Um,
next week Paulina's going to be showing up, so that'll be interesting. It looked like Mike was making an announcement about their relationship or not being honest, but I feel like he's not going to cop to the whole
I
iCloud
feel like
scandal. So,
it's gonna be a bunch of buildup for like a stupid announcement like I love this woman.
yeah, he's
Like
never going to
that's
cop to that whole iCloud scandal. So,
no, gosh no. Should we move into below deck?
yeah.
So now we are going to head out of Los Angeles and into the beautiful waters of Croatia, where we are experiencing more drama amongst the charter guests.
Yeah, drama between this Bianca girl and then Erica and Jess. The Bianca girl is like a little delusional for me, saying that like they all hate her so much because she's so pretty. Like, girl, bye. And
Yeah,
I
it
was,
gave me like the vibes of when Teresa thought that Melissa's song On Display was about her. Like, also, Melissa didn't write On Display, you idiot.
no, Melissa could never have written that song.
It was documented that she didn't write it.
Yeah.
But
But yeah,
anyway,
I don't know. That girl was just like delusional. And then like she Jess is the same as she was on Your Cut Off, like no bullshit. Like she just calls it out.
yeah. It's been a pretty entertaining charter for the most part. Like they bring additional drama, which we love.
Yeah. I really like this charter. Like I think I go in waves of Below Deck. Like I think the last charter was pretty boring for me, but I'm like enjoying this charter a lot more. And I've been enjoying it because we haven't seen so much of the Allie and Sydney and Gary stuff, which was getting really old.
Yeah.
But Allie did kind of like end things with Gary for the time being.
Yeah, I wonder how long that's gonna last though.
Yeah, because in the previews, it looked like Gary was like going back to Sydney, which is gonna be so annoying. But then Colin was telling him like if you really like Allie, do not like just go for Sydney because I don't think he likes Sydney. I think he just goes for her for sex or for attention. Well, it's true. I
Sorry.
mean, it's true.
I know. It was just funny. Um,
And then did you see what Colin wore to the reunion?
yeah, it was just like another day
A
on
shirt
a
and
yacht.
like
It was literally
like
another day on a yacht for him.
yeah,
But that's
but
Colin. He was like so
yeah,
sweet
that's
to him.
true.
I thought Allie looked like so good.
Yeah, I loved what Ellie was wearing. All the girls pretty much looked good, I thought.
Yeah, but I agree. I was like, Colin, come on, it's a reunion. But I think he was just like staying true to Colin.
Yeah, pretty much. Um we also found out this episode that JL's issues downstairs was just from chafing, so I'm sure that is a relief for him.
Yeah, well, good thing because Danny was ready to like flee the yacht.
Yeah. And then in the previews for next episode, it was just ironic how she was talking about like having babies and stuff, and now she's pregnant.
And she's like gonna be visibly pregnant at the reunion.
Oh yeah, it looks like she's about to like pop any day.
Yeah, she does. She's oh my god, she's so pretty. I love Danny.
Yeah, Danny and Allie are for sure my favorites, I think. It's weird because like Sydney barely gets any airtime lately. And I feel like Daisy's the as the first Stu, she like barely ever gets airtime.
You
You know
think
what I
so?
mean?
Compared to like the other chief stews, like
Yeah, like compared to Kay and Hannah, they like that like the show pretty much revolved around them, and Daisy like barely ever like talks, I feel like.
yeah, I agree. She doesn't play as much of a prominent role, but like when she is around, I like her and I side with
Yeah,
her in most of her drama with Natasha.
I like her too. I just
I love her Irish accent. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
love it. So now we are going to head into covering the recent Real Housewives episodes, and we're going to start off with RHONY. And the episode picks up with a continuation of Sonia's meltdown. And she just, like, as we saw, was going really, really over the top. And this week she was saying to Ramona, "This is why Mario left you. Like, no one wants to be with you." It got a little dark.
Yeah, I don't think Sonia's having her best season, but that's okay. I still love
He's
her.
having a terrible season.
Yeah, but I don't think any of them are really having a great season. Um,
Leah is having a phenomenal season
yeah.
in my
Although
eyes.
she's getting a lot of hate. Like a lot of people hate they say she's a show ruiner. Like I don't really understand that.
Oh
But
my gosh,
we can get into all of that.
when she called Ramona a psychopath who lies about COVID tests, that was the best thing anyone has ever called Ramona.
And
I rewinded that scene 2 or 3 times. Like,
and
she's a
then she called her a
psychopath.
dumb bitch.
She is.
She is a dumb bitch.
Oh my
But
God. I hate Ramona
like the
more than
whole
ever.
I'm not denying that the whole Lou thing triggered or the whole like Sonia meltdown triggered Lou with like alcohol and stuff. I just think whenever Lou cries, it seems really fake. Like after the whole blow up with Dorinda last season and she was crying outside her house, that crying seemed really fake too. And I don't know if it's just the way she cries or it is fake crying, but
Well, there
it just bugs me. I don't know.
maybe the fact that there were no tears.
Well, that too, yeah. And I don't know. It just
It
seems
always
so fake to
seems
me.
really like over the top and situational, and unfortunately, that's typical Lou.
Yeah. Well, we also got to meet Garth, speaking of Lou. And I don't know, I liked Lou a lot last season, but I feel like she's getting kind of annoying with like this Garth stuff. She thinks like every girl is jealous of her because she has a man, and like the way she was talking to Sonia in the limo, I'm like, okay, she's getting really conceited again.
Yeah, this is how Lou gets when she's obsessed with the guy that she's with. And like, it's really sad to see her so excited about this relationship because we know it doesn't last.
Yeah, but she has a new man, so
Yeah, he's not as cute as Garth. I'm sorry.
no, not at all. But it's not
And
always about looks.
Leah took like a vow to silence to
Yeah,
like
that was kind of dumb. I mean, I love Leah, but
yeah, it was like to avoid Ramona. But it only lasted 3 hours, and Ramona didn't even get that it was like aimed at her, so it just fell
she
flat for me.
uh, Ramona thought she had lung giratus.
Oh my God,
The way she pronounced that killed me.
so
But
stupid.
I mean, that's typical Ramona. She doesn't pronounce any. Ramona and Teresa like are the two most housewives that like get their words mixed up.
They really do. It's
It's
so
so
bad.
funny though.
And then Heather joined the group. There's like been so much build up for this.
Yeah. Well,
And
I've been really happy that Leah is like carrying out this like Heather take down Heather thing because I hate Heather, but like Leah was bringing up the receipts and like Heather was denying everything, and then in her confessional was saying like, well, the media is the one that like puts out these headlines, but then there's no like meat to the articles. But Leah was reading the articles and there was like direct quotes, like like it wasn't just like a headline. So I didn't really think that Heather really took any accountability for what she had said about the women.
no, she didn't at all. And um I mean, she did own it about the whole like, oh, nothing about Luann is genuine. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I think it was genuine. Which word was it that she said?
Yeah, I think genuine or, along the lines of that.
Yeah, something like that. So it's just kind of hard to like figure out where Heather's coming from. Is she just there for like a check?
Yeah, because I feel like she got off the show and then to stay relevant, she's like talking shit about everyone. And then now she's coming back and she just wants like everything to be normal. But I mean, it shouldn't be normal. I mean, and why did Leah have to like rally the troops to like inform them of this? Like, how did they not know?
Yeah, I mean, maybe a lot of them just don't care about Heather anymore. Like,
Yeah, they probably don't. Like,
I think they all focus on like other current housewives.
yeah. And then I also loved how Lou called Carole Ratsville. That was my favorite line of the night.
That was really funny.
That was a good one.
I
That
loved
will
that.
probably be like an iconic like RHONY quote now. Yeah, I just wanted to mention, so we ended with the girls kind of talking about sex at the table, and I just hate how much Ramona will like act like a prude then, but then like literally the last episode she was announcing that she had diarrhea. Like
She's
she's
so
just such a
she's
hypocrite.
disgusting.
Yeah, but you can't talk about sex, but she can announce all her stomach issues.
I can't. It's disgusting.
Yeah. But
Now we're going to move on to Beverly Hills, where we started off with Kyle and Garcelle going to lunch to talk about a lot of the issues that they've been having, which a lot of them stemmed from the reunion.
yeah, I thought that like none of Garcelle and Kyle's issues last season were that bit. Most of it was pretty petty. Besides the reunion thing, I think that was really shitty of Kyle to do because I really don't think Garcelle ever would not have paid. And obviously, we learned that it went to the wrong address, which I pretty much figured was the case. But I'm really glad that Garcelle was able to give Kyle some background as to why that was such a big deal with the whole tipping story that she gave. And I honestly think that they have a lot in common. And I really just think they got off on the wrong foot.
Yeah, they did. And I thought this lunch could have gone either two ways, really bad or really good, and I think it came out really good. I thought it was a
Yeah,
productive discussion, and Garcelle voiced like some really real things, and Kyle has like flaws, but like she was showed some empathy. I thought like
for
I think
sure.
she really heard Garcelle and was like, wow, I I I really didn't see it that way, and I really appreciate you telling me that. So I just thought it was a productive discussion, and like Kyle didn't go on the defense like how dare you. I thought she was receptive to it. It was nice to see.
Yeah, and I definitely think Kyle like only mentioned it because they were fighting, but at the end of the day, it was a pretty low blow for her to say that at the reunion. But I think that Garcelle has bigger fish to fry. I think she has a lot more mistrust with Rinna than she does Kyle. So I think that Kyle's like not even really on her radar at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this lunch she's going to let up on Kyle a little bit. Not that Kyle didn't deserve it, but clearly Garcelle was holding some grudges against her with naming the like plain goldfish Kyle. And she clearly doesn't like Kyle. So I think maybe from this lunch they're gonna like get off on a
Yeah,
better note from here, and she can focus on who was it? Focus on
Rinna.
Rin.
Yeah. So we also got to meet more of Crystal, which was super exciting. We got to see her kids. We learned that she's very organized. I kind of thought of Gabby in that scenario because I just feel like you're super organized like that too.
Thank you. I thought of me too with the Google Calendar with all the colors.
Yeah.
I really love that you said that. Thank you.
And I really liked her like housekeeper Lucy. I think that she's gonna be like a new, like really fun side character for Beverly Hills.
Mhm.
And I thought it was really interesting also that her brother is a pop star in China, but he's living at home with them right now because of COVID.
And she turned him into a Manny. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I'm really loving Crystal so far. Um,
Same.
And also, I noticed that when she was talking about like her kids' schedules, she said that they had dance at Teddy's, which I figured was Teddy Mellencamp's because I know that she's friends with um, Teddy. And that's why I think Crystal and Kyle are going to be really good friends because Crystal's friends with Kathy and Teddy, who are obviously her sister and one of her best friends. So,
Yeah, I definitely noticed the Teddy's reference.
yeah,
I was like, I'm 90% sure that's Teddy Mellencamp because I
yeah.
think Teddy Mellencamp recommended Crystal for the show.
Yeah, I think so too. And obviously Teddy has like a younger daughter as well, so I'm guessing it was for like them too, but
Yeah. So we already are off to our first cast trip, which is pretty awesome. We're only in the second episode of the season. Usually, cast trips I feel like come midway or at least a few episodes further into the season. But they're renting a house in Lake Tahoe that has 17 bedrooms and like I think 18 bathrooms.
yeah. And I just thought it was funny that the house has the same number of bedrooms that as bathrooms that Jen Aiden has in her house, as
It's
we know
so
because
amazing.
she's announced it so many times.
I love that. I love that so much.
But
And
yeah,
this house is so amazing. It has an indoor pool, and I think this will still be a really cool cast trip.
yeah, I really like the cast trip so far. I really just like the vibe of the group. I love everybody. Like I don't hate anybody right now, which is crazy.
I know,
And
that's crazy.
I know, right? Well, I didn't like Denise or Teddy, so they're gone.
Yeah.
Um, I the MVP of this episode for me was Kathy. I just think she's so funny and she's such a breath of fresh air. With like her fan, and then when they played Two Truths and a Lie, and she just gave three truths, like she's just she's just on her own planet. And I don't even think she realizes like she's filming a show. Just everything with her seems really genuine, but like she's just quirky and I love it.
Yeah, she seems like she's on her own planet for sure. And Kyle literally thought what I was thinking, or no, Kyle said what I was thinking with the I don't know how Kathy gets through every day because she didn't know how to plug in a fan.
I know. And it's funny because Kathy's like 9.5 years older than Kyle, but I feel like Kyle has taken a mother role with Kim, and now we're seeing more of the dynamic with Kathy, and she kind of seems like a little bit of a bigger sister. I don't know.
Yeah, like I feel like Kathy doesn't need to be taken care of the way Kim does, but like
Yeah.
she asks a lot of stupid questions.
Yeah.
And Kyle knows the answers to all of those questions.
Yeah. But I really like the dynamic between them two. I think it's really interesting. And I thought that Kyle did a really good impression of Kathy, like spot on.
It was so funny.
And then we played the Two Truths and a Lie, and Erica's answers were a little suspicious. I was kind of expecting more from this game because the first part of the trailer was like this whole like two truths and a lie, and they made it like such a big deal, but then it was like not a big deal.
No, it wasn't.
But then, as we spoke about earlier with the Garcelle and Kyle stuff, we got more insight in that later in the night with Kyle, Crystal, and Sutton all having a conversation. And Kyle is just explaining, you know, her lunch with Garcelle and Garcelle talking about the stereotypes she dealt with. And then Crystal just went on to go and talk about, you know, stereotypes that she faces as an Asian woman, and Sutton just like completely shut her down. Like, I am not doing this. I'm not having this conversation. And I just thought that was like completely uncalled for. Like, Crystal was not calling Sutton out. She was just literally giving her own perspective. So for me, I'm 100% team Crystal on this.
Yeah, same. I rewinded that scene like I think 3 or 4 times because I was like, did I miss something? Because that
Hmm.
went from 0 to 100 so quickly.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, is there a part of this conversation that was edited out?
Yeah, I wondered that too.
Literally, Crystal was just talking about her experiences as an Asian woman and the racism she's experienced, how traumatic it's been. And then
Yeah.
jump to like you said, I'm not doing this. And it was like, what? Where
It
did
was
where did
really
that come from?
bizarre. And she did issue an apology, which I feel like was probably heartfelt, but who knows? But I mean, I just think like her saying like, well, I'm compared to like a redneck on TV. I just think that's like a lot different than like actual stereotypes that Crystal deals with every day.
Yeah, you live in a $5 million house. I don't think anyone's comparing you to a redneck.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I mean, from the like obviously this fight was featured on the trailer, but I didn't really expect it to go down the way it did. I don't know. But on the previews for next week, there's going to be more Crystal and Sutton drama, which we didn't see on the trailer. So I'm really excited for this feud. I think it's just like it's interesting, and I don't know. It's not like all the girls ganging up on one person. It's like an actual like feud between two people. So I'm excited for it.
Me too. And I like that we're both on the same side with this one so we can both like just gang up on the opposing
So
party.
yeah. Well, I mean, how could you not be on Sutton's side? I mean, I feel like maybe something did get cut out, but from what we saw, I'm team Crystal.
Yeah, Team Crystal all the way.
Yeah.
Should we go on to Jersey?
Yeah.
So now we're going to head out of Beverly Hills and cover part 2 of the Jersey reunion.
So I wanted to mention this, and I tried. I don't think I mentioned it last week for part
And
one, but I thought
no,
I thought that Jackie's makeup was really bad. Like right here, her face was like purple, and it looked like bruised to me. I don't know if that was just me, but
yeah, someone didn't blend very well.
no, it was really bad. But anyway, so this episode we learned a little bit more about Tree and Louis' relationship. We learned that Gia and Milani are really struggling with it, but I thought it was really great that they're going to therapy, and then Teresa's also going to therapy just to be a better mom and like help them deal with what they're going through. I thought that was really great.
Yeah, I give Teresa props for that. I thought that was really, really awesome that she's doing that so she can be the best mom possible to her daughters. Like, that's
Yeah.
the best thing you can do.
And then we also learned that Louis and Joe met in the Bahamas, and Joe was like really heartbroken. And I'm just like, you know what? You've done so much to this woman. Let her be happy.
He has a lot of nerve.
He really does.
Like, we have actual footage of him talking to somebody that he was having an affair with. Most likely, if not, he was like saying really inappropriate things when they were at the vineyards.
Yeah. And Andy asked Teresa if like she thought that he cheated, and she kind of backtracked with it. But remember before, and they did the flashback, she said that she did think he did. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
she finally admitted it and then she backtracked. So,
Yeah, but I definitely think he did.
yeah. Oh, for sure. I think Joe's
Mhm.
a terrible person.
And of course, Kim D was mentioned, and Teresa called her a sewer rat.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
She really is, though. I mean, she stirs the pot, but she's trash.
I mean, like Kim D, I don't really give merit to anything she says, but there have been other rumors about Teresa's man Louis, like that he's not the best guy.
Yeah. Well, Andy talked about how the article that said he was sex crave, but they kind of turned it into like a positive thing where Teresa's like, yeah, like I want to have sex, like whatever. And he asked if like between Joe and Louis, like has she had sex with anybody else? And she said no. So I don't know. I guess she just turned it into a positive, but I feel like there was more darkness behind that. People are comparing Louis to Brooks, but honestly, maybe I'm just being a little naive, but I don't think it's that level. Like, I do think she's happy. I think it's a lot at once, but I do think she's happy.
I do too. And I think Louis is using her to an extent, but not the way Brooks used Vicky.
Yeah. Well, Teresa said that he watched every season, which I don't know if that's like good or bad. I mean, I guess it's good if he still wants to be with her after
I
watching
know, I'm
every
like, he
season.
still likes her after watching 10 seasons of the show.
I know, right? After
She's
the
a
the table
monster.
flip,
Yeah,
like her marriage, like I don't know. It would be weird to like be dating someone and then watch like their past marriage and stuff, and then I don't know. I feel like I would have a weird.
watching her like scream at Melissa, like all these
Yeah, that's a lot. But
listening.
hey, good for her. She can keep a man after all that. Then he must really like her.
Oh, and remember when she messed up TMI and PDA?
Yeah.
My God.
Because Joe didn't want to see too much TMI.
Yeah, I was like, at first I was like, what? Did they not want to hear you talking about your sex life? Your daughters have to tell you
Yeah. I
that?
didn't even think anything of it. And then once like Andy was like PDA, I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
I was like, she's so stupid. I can't.
So funny.
Uh,
What was worse, TMI and PDA or the laryngitis Ramona comment?
that's tough.
They're both pretty bad.
Both pretty bad, yeah. And then Danielle Staub, however you say her last name, she was brought up, of course, and she thinks that the rumor about Jackie and her husband Evan all started with Margaret.
Rumor. I always say it like that now. I I didn't I didn't start the rumor. I heard a rumor. I say it like that now. Rumor.
That's
Like
so funny.
but
Well,
anyway, we were
of
just
course,
talking about Danielle last week and you literally were like, "Well, I don't really know Danielle to be a liar and I don't really either." I definitely think that it came from Marge's, at least like Marge heard it, and like her and Joe were obviously backtracking a lot this episode, but I definitely think it came from her or she spread it more, like something it had more to do with
Joe
her.
backtracked a big time because he
Yeah.
was like, or Margaret covered for him and was like, oh yeah, see, he's just over time, he's mixing up hearing the info at the house with hearing the rumors in town. I was like, okay, that was a really bad cover up,
And
Marge.
then they made it seem like the timeline was that he heard it like after Evan's birthday party.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that is such bullshit.
Yeah, Joe and Marge were messy on that.
They're so messy. Like she can't own anything. That's why I just like have no respect for her this season. I mean, I still like Marge, but I haven't enjoyed her as much this season.
Yeah, I thought this episode she didn't look too good.
No, I think all three Stooges were pretty big hypocrites this reunion. But I love seeing Teresa and Jennifer kind of back each other up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's been a fun
Um,
friendship.
and then they brought Louis on at the end. We ended with pineapples, which was,
Of course, how fitting.
yeah, because Atlanta had the lobster rolls, and so we got the pineapples here.
No,
And
Atlanta
then
had the crab cakes.
oh crab, oh I got
Lobster
those mixed
rolls.
up.
That sounds delicious though.
I don't know why I was thinking lobster rolls. Oh, because there was this TikTok where this girl had a lobster roll and she goes a little bit of lemon and she like I don't know if you've seen
Yum.
it. Anyway.
Yes,
Anyway,
good.
I'm getting that mixed up. But yeah, because that was the food that Kenya ordered.
Yep.
Um, but anyway, and then Teresa and Jackie kind of made up and she was like, oh well, Louis can go golfing with Evan, but I honestly don't think they're like gonna be friends.
Obviously not. I mean, like, how could they ever be friends? It was all
Yeah.
so phony.
But I definitely think next season we'll see Louis like hang out with the guys more.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be like part of that group now. And then if we have um the new housewife, I think she's married.
She is.
Yeah, so then we'll probably have her husband as well. So should be interesting. Although the season was short, I think it was like one of the better COVID seasons.
Hmm.
And I think next season will definitely be a lot better given that we're kind of it's going to start filming in like a month or so and it'll be summer and hopefully less COVID. So we'll see.
That is it for this week's episode of The Word on the Street Is. Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week, hopefully with a new guest.